Well, I got a bit of a busy day ahead of me here. It's going to be awful toasty warm, but that's quite alright with me. That's what happens when you work outside in the sun. So, today I'm going to be working on getting some power into my chicken coop here. The reason I'm thinking it'd be wise to have power in here is simply for battery charging, as well as putting some lights on in here at night so we can actually get to see, get to some of the storage of the firewood, and then I need to go through this place and clean it up and do some organizing. But first I'd like to get these things set up because it's been sitting in my office for a little while now, so it's time to pull the trigger and get them working. So I'm going to bring those panels up on the roof and see if I can't find a good mountain spot for them. It sure is hot today. Well, the panels are mounted on the roof, which was the hottest part. Oh, look at that, not a bad trick. Both cables went right through the top of the ladder when I fed them through, just by magic. So now, there we go. So now these get routed over to where my charge controller is going to be. And I'm going to do that with a couple of wire staples, just to keep it nice and clean. And I'm thinking maybe on the first column here, on the back side is where I'll mount the charge controller, so then it's out of the weather and safe from the elements, from the sunlight and all that. Alright, so let's get this rolling here. waterproof. Now to get the wiring in, and this has one other feature with it too. Let's have a look. In addition to being able to charge batteries, it also came with some nice 12-volt LED lights. So I can hang those up in the barn here and have them operated on the, I think it's on the illumination switch on the charge controller here. So that should be a nice feature to be able to switch on and off some lights. The next step will just be throwing a battery on this thing, but I have 1, 2, 3 battery, 1, 2, Cadillac is 3. I have at least 3 batteries that are still good, so I can basically pick and choose. I know that Cadillac battery from the 05 DeVille is probably my best option. So let me get this line coming down all cleaned up nice and pretty, and maybe get these lights sort of slung up and ready to rock here, and I'll update you in a few. Okay, so we've got the charge controller. My cover didn't work out exactly as expected, and I didn't have a deep enough container. This is an easy repair. I just need another container. I don't happen to have one at the moment, but not a big problem. So I think for now this will certainly suffice. It should keep the moisture, or at least driving rain, away from there. And I think we'll be okay there. It looks like it's in a pretty good spot. Not directly outside or anything like that. So we've got our main lines coming in through the roof, which has been sealed up. Not that it matters, this place does leak, but hey, whatever. I've got one light up and hanging over top of the main area where I'm pulling in and out, and the second one I just put it back as far as it would let me go at this point. I may extend it later on and push it further back. This is literally just a temporary setup for now to try it out and see how everything works. I'm going to use a log as a battery stand for now, get a battery in here and on the charger, and see how this thing functions. Eventually I'll be bringing some 12-volt stuff out to this barn that I can run off the battery. I do have even an inverter in a pinch, but I'm going to try to get a few little creative things going out here just to keep it a little more comfortable. So let me get a battery and let's see if we can see what these lights look like when they're turned on. That's the old DeVille battery. I brought it in here and just carelessly clamped on those leads. Now they are going to have to be adjusted. I'm going to put a bolt on there to actually attach them because they're just barely holding on. But as soon as I hooked it up, started charging, started at 12.2 volts, now we're up to 12.4. Fantastic. That means this thing's actually doing what it's supposed to do. Very cool. So now if I click the load button, the voltage does drop just 1/10 of a volt, but then I can toggle the lights on and off. And it's tough during the day. There is light cast pretty good. It looks like they spread pretty well, so I'm gonna have to come out here when it's dark and we'll try these and see how they light up, and if they're reasonable or not. I think they're gonna be okay. So this is great. I just have to get some bolts for the battery, which I do have. I just have to throw them in. And then we'll tidy this up a little bit and be laughing. So my shield can roll back on down. And we'll let this baby charge for a few hours. Alrighty, it's nighttime. It's not 100% dark out, but it's getting there. So figured what I could still see, we'll wander out here and give this thing a shot. That's awesome. Very nice. Oh, that's perfect. That lights up just right. You can see everything in here now. Very, very cool. Wonder what the controller says at night now. Oh yeah, battery voltage is down. Awesome. Sweet. And I changed up my battery stand a little. Now it's a couple cinder blocks and some big blocks of wood. And I used some battery nuts from one of the Chevettes. So go figure. Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, guys. So this is why it's important to check first.